Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm Mr. Moohead, and you're not. And Tony the Calf is with us, and the Moose returns after taking a show off on Friday. He was probably sleeping, I assume.
I was sleeping, definitely.
Well,
I
that's
watched
the
it
thing to
later.
do.
Yeah. Some people sleep during the program. So
Yeah.
You got that right. I'm sure I would be one of them. God Almighty. I'm just trying to. Even Tony was talking about how the studio is changing.
yeah, it looks weird today, man. I can't make
Yeah, they keep making changes, and who in the hell knows? It's like I said, that whole thing with the reusable studio. I'm questioning them on their forum on Facebook. It's like,
Oh yeah, the link was not the link, was it?
no, because
it's not.
it
It's
doesn't
fucked up.
work the way they said it's going to work. There's some other means of implementation, and I will be damned if I waste another minute without instruction from them. I'm paying them, for Christ's sake. The least they can do is say, no, this is how you achieve the result you're looking for.
You need the John Houseman voice. Give them a dime and tell them to call their developers.
You need to call your developers and fix the fucking problem. Mr. Hart?
Mr. Hart.
So the Cleveland Browns, this is like deja vu all over again. I don't know. Do they just hone in on the Ohio State players who like to beat people up and shit and break the law?
Kareem Hunt. Who was a few other ones in the past?
Well, Mike Hall last year.
Mike Hall, yep, Mike Hall.
And now Quinshon Judkins.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And if you wonder what happened to Mike Hall last year, a woman accused him of, battery.
Driving over.
Yeah. And she
Running her over.
recanted. She ended up recanting her story, but they still gave him 6 games. Quinshon Judkins is going to be gone for the first 6 games of the season for two reasons. For 2 reasons. One is because he's a stupid fuck. And, if you want to believe these stories, I mean, it's really unbelievable. On Saturday morning, he was arrested in Fort Lauderdale and charged with misdemeanor battery. And then he was transported to the Broward County main jail and held there overnight. He was seen leaving the jail on Sunday by CBS News Miami. The alleged incident occurred on July 7th, that's only a week ago, after the victim left the airport but didn't report it until Saturday. Judkins and the victim, hence to be known as the victim, came to South Florida as friends. Wait a minute, I got something caught in my eye. As friends. But she stayed with him for 5 days and celebrated her birthday, these friends, right?
Yep.
Celebrated the birthday before reporting the incident. Police responded Saturday morning regarding a, quote, delayed battery and determined that one had in fact occurred. The judge found probable cause, which, let's be honest about this, no judge is going to say, nah, didn't happen. Probable cause, somebody says it happened, probable cause, all right? And he prohibited Judkins from contact with the victim and firearm access. His bond was set at $2,500. The Browns said they're still gathering more information from their analytics department. God.
He's not doing it good enough. He should have had $5,000 bond. I mean, come on, that's what the analytics would say.
Who's the analytics GM they got there? Isn't it fucking Deep Podesta? They think they got Deep Podesta on the case.
Oh my God. I mean, and per the NFL's personal conduct policy, it will launch its own investigation too, likely under the direction of Lisa Friel, the league's special counsel for investigation. And you know what that means? It's the Browns.
It's gonna be. He won't see the field till November.
No, forget about him.
Yeah,
Pretend like
exactly.
he's not even on the team, folks.
Right.
We wasted another fucking
draft
pick on something that's not going to help us when we needed the help. We got rid of Nick Chubb for this fucking idiot. And for God's sakes.
Just gotta laugh, man. Yeah.
And here's the proof that he's an idiot. The arrest occurred just 5 days before Judkins, the only unsigned Browns draft pick of the 7, was due to report to training camp. He hasn't even signed a deal.
So he's not get one.
And Jimmy Haslam's, woo! Woo! I don't have to pay the bastard.
I don't have to pay him. Yeah.
Oh my God. It marks the second straight year that a Browns second-round pick out of Ohio State's been busted for a domestic incident.
I think we should go for the record. You know, we got to do it again next year.
He later pleaded no contest to a lesser charge of disorderly conduct and was found guilty. He was fined $250, placed on 2 years of non-reporting probation, along with his 30-day jail sentence suspended.
Wow. Well,
but
how come he didn't end up in Alligator Alcatraz? I mean, that's what I want to know.
I'd like to know why the Browns owner doesn't end up in Alligator Alcatraz. I mean,
both of them, D and Jimmy.
Woo! It's got me by the leg. It's got me by the. Oh, for God's sake!
That'd be one fat alligator eating Jimmy Haslam III.
You know, the NFL's policy, by the way, a 6-game suspension without pay is the standard for a first violation. So that's what you've got. The second offense, lifetime banishment. He's 1 away.
Wow!
And he hasn't even taken a snap, and he wasted the fans' time, money's time, the organization's time,
our time,
everybody's time. And here's the bottom line: for every one of you cretins out there who keep saying, we need Ohio State, get Will Howard in here. Fuck you. Fuck you and your Ohio State boola shit. You know, take that pom-pom shit and shove it up your ass, because it isn't everybody from Ohio State's great. Hell no.
Oh, I'd say the same thing about Michigan and Alabama. Some of the idiots we've had from those schools too. I mean,
we got idiots drafting these people.
That's what it is. Yeah.
You know, and where truth shall set you free. Where do you want them to go?
I don't know. The hill country in Texas. They can
that
go
would
there.
Be fine by me. Drown the bastards. Why children when we could drown Jimmy Haslam?
Exactly.
Rick May, I wonder if Judkins received a card in the mail. Thanks for distracting the press away from me. Much appreciated. Signed, Luis Ortiz. And yeah, Luis Ortiz, like we're going to trust him in the future. And the first pitch of the game, ball 1. Pull his ass out of the game. You know, he's going to be like, oh no, I am richer now, you know, I'm richer.
Oh,
I just hit the jackpot. I'm going to throw 3 balls in a row and woohoo, I'm going to be a wealthy man. Say hello to my little friend. Oh, God. Fans commenting, wasting that pick as well as 2 picks on quarterbacks that aren't even going to play or make the team. And don't forget about the Michigan fat fuck on pick number 5. You know, it just... But see, Martin, you can't say anything about Michigan when Ohio State is producing losers like Judkins. So let's be honest. It's not an Ohio State-Michigan thing. It's a Cleveland Browns stupid idiot thing. It's a Jimmy Haslam fucking moron thing. All right?
Oh, yeah. We get idiots from Texas A&M. We get them from all over. So, yeah.
And that's the truth, David.
Exactly.
A team keeps
100%.
drafting troubled or trading for troubled players. Now we've got Deontay Johnson. I mean, we're like a magnet for these people.
Yeah.
They're never going to give us a break, and nor do we deserve one.
No.
But Jimmy's getting he's getting his new dome, isn't he?
Yeah.
You're going to pay for it, people. Aren't you proud of yourselves?
Well,
you'd be so much smarter to give up and just say, fuck it, I'm not a Browns fan anymore. You really should. So should I. Yeah, and that's going to be the other thing. If they'd have picked Trayvon Henderson, he would have
happened to him.
He would have, you know what he would have been?
He would have flipped his car over on the Interbelt curve and fucking wiped out a school bus.
He would have been a cross-dresser who committed assault. I mean, it just doesn't stop, nor is it gonna stop. Whoever we decide to choose is the wrong person. Well, I mean, the only one who's happy is Samson, the guy who from Tennessee who's gonna be like, hey, I get some playing time now. Oh, and then how about Ford?
Yeah.
He was not a better idea, by the way.
No.
William Clay or whatever the hell they got running.
Oh my God. I just shake my big cow head and say it just keeps happening over and over and over again. And it gets old real quick.
I think we should acknowledge that Nick Chubb was by far the exception to the rule. I mean, all these idiots we've had at running back, and then we had Nick Chubb. I mean, it was like a truffle being found. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we go. This really. Did I not put this?
Mark.
Yeah, I think I may have purposely eliminated this. You're not going to believe this, so I'll bring up the story here because obviously I lost the story momentarily. Titled from ClevelandBrowns.com, evaluating the Browns wide receivers.
Do we have any?
Well, this is again what makes this team and ClevelandBrowns.com, their site, so ridiculous.
I thought we just had tight ends and Jerry Jeudy.
No.
Punch and Judy.
See, I convinced him. I'm done. Anybody want all my Browns gear? If not, I'm going to throw it away. Don't throw it all away, your gear. Don't throw it all away, your gear. Well, you can, everybody's got the free will to do whatever it is you want. Here are the Browns wide receivers, if you didn't know them by name. David Bell.
Woo!
I should say, no, David Bell.
He's from Purdue, so we know he's smart.
Yeah, great hands, no speed. You know how it goes. He can get open 2 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then people close on him. DeAndre Carter, old guy who means nothing. Caden Davis, who I honestly don't know. I thought that he was like
That sounds like some Akron AA prospect from in the outfield. Yeah.
Sounds like one of Carrie Bradshaw's boyfriends. Luke Floria. I mean, listen to this. Jaylon Gill.
Another great name.
Yeah, he can breathe underwater. Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson. I really have rehabilitated myself, and my attitude has changed. What about Judkins? I don't want to be here. Deontay Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson, not Keyshawn, but Keyshawn. Gage Larvadane.
Great name.
Cade McDonald. EIEIO.
Wow.
Jamari Thrash. Could somebody help me off the line of scrimmage, please?
I got to pick a new favorite player. I think it is going to be Thrash this year. I think he's going to be my favorite player.
In pain. Thrash in pain. Cedric Tillman. and Michael Woods II.
Michael Woods II.
Now, out of those names, Jerry Jeudy is the only guy who can get open. All right, let's be honest about this. Cedric Tillman, it took him 14 years to get over a concussion. And you know it will happen again because it's the Browns. And, you know, what can the site, clevelandbrowns.com, say that's good about this group of wide receivers?
No idea.
Here's the biggest question. Who steps into the number 2 receiver role? I mean, this
I don't know.
incredible.
Who's the number one?
It's unbelievable. But here, this is for you, David Talevsky in chat. This is for you. I do this for you. Here's a quote from your favorite guy, Chad O'Shea, David. I can't, and this is the best that Cleveland.com could.
The best a man.
The Cleveland Browns, Cleveland Browns organization, Cleveland.com, the same thing. What I'm most excited about is the strengths of this group as a whole. This is the position coach that hasn't developed a single fucking wide receiver for this organization. I'm excited about our rookie class, about how hard they work and what they've done. And I'm excited about a lot of players that have worked hard to be here and to really make a difference for our team. Not one of them will. Not one of them will. And this is Chad O'Shea playing, just playing the company line. And it gets so damn old. And then this is a conclusion of the article. They have depth in the group and talent across the board, which will help in building out the depth chart behind Jeudy and whoever the fuck the second receiver is. I just want to quit.
Why don't we just have like 6 tight ends,
So what do you do? And that's right. They are XFL receivers. He hurt me.
Wow.
God, it's just unreal. At any rate, it's like, where do I go from here? What do you do if you're the media in Cleveland?
You have nothing to write about.
There's nothing to write about. That's right. So here's what they do. And it's really lame and pathetic. They start all of this nonsense that they write about it's going to be Kenny Pickett. It's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Kenny Pickett, your starting quarterback. Remember?
Wow.
That's what they did weeks ago.
They really did that, huh? Oh, okay.
Weeks ago. Yep. They said he is the one who's the likely starter of the season.
He's got the nicest hair, God damn it. He's so pretty.
Oh, yeah, he is. Takes it up the ass kind of pretty. God damn. And I don't want Kenny Pickett. If Kenny Pickett is the starting quarterback, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to do it. I'm except to come on and just badmouth him week after week, day after day. I got nothing to lose because I have no viewership anyway. No, X took that away from me.
Wow.
Absolutely. It's
so we're even more boutique than we were. Huh?
and you know something? Doesn't bother me. So I'll end up it'll be the same thing, and I'll be talking about snipers from the roof trying to pick off Pickett. That's while the players on the field and the secondary of our opposition do pick off Pickett. But that was the whole thing they were writing about. And the reason that they were writing it was because they wanted to get the fans up in a frenzy. Because this is all Cleveland.com and Mary Kay Cabbagehead and the whole bunch of those people there are good for is to try to stir up dirt because there's nothing good to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking at comments. Yeah, small hands correlation. Absolutely. He's the dickless wonder.
Wow.
So, so we've rested on this now, and it was like, well, Dylan Gabriel is ahead and far ahead of Shadur Sanders, and Shadur Sanders has a backup plan to go to Canada, just like a draft evader, and he's going to go to Canada, by God.
That would make
And
sense, though, to avoid the Browns' war and just like go over the border if you can sneak over there.
yeah, well,
That's not a bad idea, really.
well, but this is what their narrative has been because there's nothing else to write about. So you make shit up. All right. Believe me, after what they go through in the initial phases of things, it makes no damn bit of difference whatsoever. When nobody's rushing a quarterback and the game's not even being played at speed, you can't tell anything, you know? And it did work for Warren Moon. It didn't work for Doug Flutie, but it did work for Warren Moon. He would be the one quarterback that I can think of who played in the Canadian Football League.
Not the only one.
And didn't, but I mean, and amounted to something, large in the NFL. And the only one that didn't come down from Canada saying, can you hand me a Labatt's? I shouldn't be making fun of Canadians because I actually like Canadians. It's Trump that I don't like. See, I can say this shit now because I don't have to worry about viewership.
Nobody cares.
Donald Trump's a puppet of the wealthy 2% in America, and so was Joe Biden. I have no party loyalty whatsoever. The two parties are owned by the same fucking people. So the president either is senile and forgets, and he doesn't know what he's signing, or you have Donald Trump changing his mind and saying, I'm going to put tariffs on this country and this country, and it doesn't come to pass. And then 2 weeks later, he says, well, I'm going to suspend those for another 3 months because he's not running the show. Haven't you dummies figured that out? And the MAGA people, for God's sakes, a lot of them, I've got friends, and they're starting to realize something's terribly wrong. But the reason they found something terribly wrong is because of the Epstein files.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's the least of it, man. Oh, unbelievable.
It's like 300 people floating in a river in Texas, and people are banging on about all that old shit.
Hello, big lurker.
Might as well bring up the P tape while you're at it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I have a lot of friends who are Republicans. I have a lot of friends who are Democrats. I have a lot of friends who have no party affiliation whatsoever. I've got no horse in this race. I mean, I just understand that. I mean, was I all excited about Kamala Harris? No. Was I excited about Joe Biden? Definitely no. I thought that he was a sellout senator career-wise. They could control his ass easy. Just throw him some change and he'd jump on it. Anything, if you said they'd let his son off for the crimes he committed. I mean, it's obvious why these people are in it. And Donald Trump said it for the money and also for the attention.
Stay out of jail too.
The attention. Yeah. Let's be honest about it. And if there is an Epstein list, I can guarantee you that Donald Trump's on it because he was seen at his parties. And Bill Clinton, I'm sure, was on it too because he loved himself some ladies. I mean,
let's not forget people in Britain as well were on it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it was. I think it's funny though. I think it's funny because I got nothing to lose at this point whatsoever, so I can say whatever the fuck I feel like saying. So now you've got Mary Kay Cabbagehead and the people at. Whether it's there or the Orange and Brown report or
Brown's Wire or whatever it is.
Yeah. They're all now moving over and saying, well, we've run the Kenny Pickett little hands guy into the ground. Nobody gives a shit about Kenny Pickett. So get this. This is the headline, and I'm not making it up. From afterthought to front runner, Joe Flacco's shocking rise in the Browns quarterback battle.
Shocking.
I'm shocked. Aren't you shocked?
Mary Kay Cabot, you fucking sellout cunt. I don't know how much clearer I could be. I have no respect for that person whatsoever because I know what you're doing, you know what you're doing, and it's all bullshit. You know why? Because Joe Flacco is the only one who should be the starter,
Who
you
has any
stupid fuck.
competence? Any proven competence?
I mean, you can't go into a season thinking that a 40-year-old quarterback's going to last the season, but he has to be the guy who started because Pickett has been a disaster in his career and has no familiarity with the Brown system. And we got two rookies who don't know really what they're doing yet, and they're trying to get their feet wet. The shocking rise.
That's amazing. I mean, if Pickett was any good, the Eagles would have made at least a little bit of effort to hang on to him as a backup.
Yeah, and so listen to this. I'll read this, and this is why it aggravates me so much. When the Cleveland Browns traded for Kenny Pickett earlier this season, the narrative seemed clear. The former first-round pick was brought in to be the presumptive Week 1 starter. Now, who said that? You said that.
No one else said that.
No one else said that.
None of us on the program said that. We thought, why the fuck did they bother?
And with Joe Flacco signed a month later, serving as the veteran backup. Fast forward through spring practices, and that presumption has been dramatically flipped on its head. What happened?
Ooh.
Simply put, Joe Flacco happened. You know, I just want to vomit. I just want to vomit, honestly. Flacco's going to start the season as quarterback. He should. How long will he last? I'm being asked by David Talevsky in the chat. And the answer is he's got a big body. He can take some hits, but at 40, not many. And who is the quarterback who's going to be the better backup? Well, I think Kenny Pickett will be the backup because the two rookies, I mean, you just can't put them. You'll be DTRing them, you know? Yeah. Mr. Barton is saying, let's talk about the shit Guardians and more shit about LeBron coming back once again, even though it's damn near impossible unless there's a buyout. Yeah, there could always be that buyout. Somebody could just hand him to us.
I want to actually congratulate Tony DeCalf on his rant at the previous program that I slept through.
Oh, thank you.
The beginning rant about LeBron coming to Cleveland. That was one of your best ones ever, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I noticed this week, like, now the national press is drumming it up. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I guess the Cavs have contacted the Lakers and like, or LeBron's agent. I'm like, they're not serious. They're not seriously going to gut their fucking. I mean, they may not have to give up Mobley or Mitchell, but I mean, are you going to give up Garland and fucking Hunter and the rest of your team for 1 year?
The only way is if LeBron comes out of his own free will at the league minimum. Yeah. You know, I can't see us trading anybody for him.
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk Cavaliers,
what do you
want to talk about?
Hey, I just want to say, how many years have we been saying that we're going to get the 42-year-old LeBron coming back to Cleveland all crippled, and he'll have his last hurrah in Cleveland?
I'll tell you, if life was like a movie, it would be a happy ending that. And not the Deshaun Watson kind.
That's a very happy ending.
That's
a sticky ending.
That's the kind of happiness that only money can buy.
Yeah.
The whole notion of LeBron James, I love LeBron James, that he gave a championship to the city and he stuck with the organization for a long time. He also does care a tremendous amount about how he has seen, how he is as far as historically seen, and maybe too much because he is a bit self-obsessed in a lot of ways. And, but you can't really question the oddities of a brilliant performer. I mean, it's like people would talk about, well, Mozart heard voices in his head, or Edgar Allan Poe was a vagrant, or
Or
Vincent
so it's on
Van Gogh.
heroin. Yeah.
Vincent Van Gogh. Yeah, you can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And then these people turn out to be geniuses. No, I'm not going to say Elon Musk. He just has mental problems. But so let LeBron be LeBron, let him be. It would be a nice ending that he would come back to Cleveland and have a representable year playing for the team that he is most associated with. And this is not the time for that to happen. It should be a ceremonial thing, not something that people are going to say, oh, what are we going to get? How many minutes are we going to get out of LeBron? I mean, that's foolishness. It's just stupid.
Wow.
And that's what they're saying. They're, that he
and very different people.
Well, one is driven and the other one's fat.
Fat, yeah. Pillsbury Doughboy.
I mean, Luka is going to be the greatest waste of talent due to longevity at the rate he's going if he doesn't get his shit together, and it may be too late already. Yeah, Wable, you did. Yeah. You missed it. But hey, that's the beauty of the program. You can always go back after the program and you can check it out and you can, get an idea. And I'm sure you have an idea what Mr. Moohead said.
Don't think of it as wasting the time, Wable. Think of it as you saved 35 minutes of your life by not hearing it. So, there you go.
I mean, yes, it can be done. I mean, there are a few rare physical specimens that can play when you're 42, 43 years of age. But you're not going to trade what you've built.
Yeah, you're not going to
Cavaliers.
Trade top-line players at all.
Yeah, and I don't understand the whole notion of going all in on a hand and saying, well, we have to win a championship this season. Because it never happens that way. I don't think anybody, I don't know anybody who thought that the Cavaliers would win Game 7 in Golden State.
No.
I didn't think anyone believed that. And had a good team, and we got out of the East. And, all you can ask for is if you get into the finals, you have a chance. But to get through the landmines of the playoffs today is really, really difficult. And right now is not the time to say, well, we're going to get rid of Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell. And it's like, you'll never pick up ground. You'll never be able to regain what you threw away. It's the nature of the NBA. And it's the way the NBA wants it. We've talked about this before. They're not in the dynasty business now. They're in, and here's the truth of the NBA. Even the NBA draft has lost a lot of its luster because everybody can name the first, everyone's
five guys.
Everyone's going to remember Cooper Flagg, right?
Exactly.
Everyone's going to remember him. They remember Wembanyama. They remember the guys who are the top guys. But if you start saying, who was number 4 and number 5, they look at you with a vacant stare because the talent pool is not that deep. And the reason is because the skill set to make it in the NBA has just changed radically. And what teams are looking for is height and quickness, transition basketball, and guys who can shoot open threes, and guys who can make a difference in the paint and get rebounds. That's the stuff that people are looking for. And there are so many people over in Europe who they're just getting stashed over there. to make it in the league is a very, very difficult
That's
thing.
where the players are. It's over here.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
where
and
they are.
it's the only place they're going to play. And of course, Kobe Altman, he signed a contract extension, and that's fine. Again, I don't have any complaints about the team that the Cavaliers have put on the floor. I do have some complaints about how seriously I wish the players would take their responsibility as seriously as Evan Mobley does. And I would like to see Darius Garland be driven like that. But, you can't. And same thing with Jared Allen. I wish that he had fire,
But you can't change people's personality, can
No,
you?
no. But the thing is, who are you going to get instead
Exactly.
of Jared Allen? Who are you going to get? And that's going to contribute in a way. And you're not going to get minutes out of the center position any other way that I can see.
I just imagine Tommy Heinsohn saying, Luke Cornett.
Yeah, I swear to God. I mean, that's what it's gotten down to.
Yeah.
It's like, that could be a real difference maker for somebody, Luke Cornett,
Luke Cornett.
I just want to vomit when but you look at the movement of players and the players' names that came up, with the exception of a few big names. Most of it was chaff, not wheat. This was not, superstar players going from place to place. It's serviceable players staying in the league, because teams have to, if they're going to make a run at this. All they're doing is they're seeing, God, did you see what happened to Darius Garland? That crippled the team. And look at what happened to Spida. He was crippled by the end of the year. And look what happened to Halliburton. He's gone for the entire season. And, and if you don't win the championship, you play your players big minutes, then they all end up crippled like the New York Knicks. What have you gained? So everybody wants to fill out their rosters with as many serviceable players as they possibly can, which is the reason why I'm looking at the summer league and I'm saying to myself, which of these players really even has a chance? And I'll tell you honestly, Proctor has no chance. Proctor is going to be a two-way guy because he was drafted, and but he's way too lightweight, too light in the britches. He doesn't have an imaginative, get his own shot kind of offensive skill set. He can pass the ball, but he's defensive wise gets beat off the first dribble and first step. He ain't going to be a contributor. All right. And now what I'm seeing is there's a bunch of Cavalier fans who are what I call pom-pom waivers, who have to choose their one favorite guy. And their one favorite guy is Jaylon Tyson. Wow. And I got bad fucking news for these people. Jaylon Tyson is a hard worker. All right. But we've seen other hard workers play for the
Teddy Osmond.
Oh God, I remember fucking that Turkish son of a bitch.
I mean, stop and think. What was Stevens' first name? The guy that
Lamar Stevens.
Lamar Stevens. What a work ethic he had, but he was undersized.
Yeah, great guy. Yeah,
undersized, and he's hung around in the league.
Yeah, he's still playing, isn't he?
I think he's with the Grizzle.
Yeah, he's like the Grizz, right? And so he's bounced around the league, but and he's bounced up and down and up and down, from the minor leagues as it be up into the big league. But he's never going to be anything because he never had a consistent shot, and he had a tremendous work ethic. And you look at a guy like let's talk about Okoro. Okoro was a guy that we really hoped would develop.
He didn't.
Well, you know what it's like? You want to say, well, all he really has to do is develop his shot. And then people said, look at how he has adjusted his release point and how hard he's worked at it. But when the lights are on and the games are played, you're not in an empty gym just shooting shots. You're in a pressure pack situation. And you know what, Okoro's weakness has turned out to be?
His personality.
His self-confidence.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you can't, that's not something you can
can't
train.
You can't coach personality.
No, and it's a shame because, if he hit a few shots and he'd take a few more, if he missed the first 2 or 3 that he took, he didn't take any more shots and he was no longer effective. And it's like, just to be a defensive stopper, which is crazy because you're playing the Indiana Pacers, who have 5 men on the floor who can score. What's one defensive stopper going to do? If you put him on Halliburton will pass off and Nembhard will make the shot. Right. Or Siakam will make the shot.
Yeah, or Neesmith or fucking...
Yeah, you're playing the man down. You might as well have somebody sitting in the penalty box or something,
So I'm looking at this crop of players that I'm seeing in Summer League, and I'm saying, it's just names. It's just names. So Proctor will be, playing a lot, on the charge.
Was it a gamble to draft him?
Thank
you.
Make that stop.
I was going to make that joke earlier, but thought better of it.
You feel better now that you didn't, don't you, Tony?
Thank you, Bronx.
Yeah. But again, your 49th pick, it isn't going to make any difference. That player, once in a blue moon, contributes. This is true. I mean, I think this is a good comment. They had stoppers who could put the ball in the basket, and if you laid off because you wanted to double Halliburton, they could bury important shots, and that's what was happening all the way through the playoffs for the Pacers until the end. And when Halliburton went down and ended up really slowed down, and then Snappo, that of course they were out of gas and the magic was gone. Let's just put it that way. But I'm looking at these players and guys like Omier and the new Niang, he'll be stashed. And Proctor, I just mentioned him. And then there's Jaylon Tyson and there's Naquan Tomlin. Right. And the only one worth a goddamn is Naquan Tomlin at this moment in my mind, because Jaylon Tyson isn't going to grow. He's not going to get bigger. He's not going to get faster. He's not going to shoot any better than he's shooting. He's not going to finish. I mean, he's having trouble finishing at the rim in the Summer League.
Wow.
He just doesn't finish. And so he had a good game. He was 8 of 17, if you want to call that a good game, playing against, rec league competition. But wow. He does a little of this and a little of that. He got 6 rebounds. He had 5 assists. And this is what all the fanboys are saying. Look at all the different things he does. It's like, well, name me one he does really great. Silence. Because there isn't something that he does really great. And he's never going to be an important player. He's just not. If somebody can explain to me where he fits into the Cleveland Cavaliers that would make him an important presence. He's not big enough to be an enforcer. He's not a good enough shooter. And we honestly already have a couple of guys who can shoot threes. We've got Max Strus, who's 6'5". We've got Sam Merrill, who's 6'4", who shoots quickly from behind the arc. That is, if the 2-star players on our team decide they want to pass the ball. So we've got guys who can shoot from behind the arc. So what does Jaylon Tyson bring to the fold? Work ethic. The team likes him. Kenny Atkinson likes him, but he ain't going to help you win dick. Now, Naquan Tomlin, the long shot. I mean, this guy didn't play in high school.
Can we call him the big cowboy?
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a Cleveland Indians reference. God, I hated that picture. I hated that fucker. You know what he is? He is the equivalent of what we have today in Cleveland.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's that Matt Festa.
Yep.
If I see that motherfucker come into a game one more time, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Uncle Festa. Yeah.
And again, Craig Porter Jr. not serious about his conditioning. He's not. He's hurt. Yeah, he's not serious about his conditioning. That and the organization is down on him because of that. So he's starting 2 strikes down in the count because there's Jaylon Tyson, who they love, and Proctor, who's new and shiny, and Craig Porter Jr. is short and not in the best condition in the world. But yes, Craig Porter Jr. has more je ne sais quoi magic than the others do. But now Naquan Tomlin, he plays where at Kansas State? Is that where he played, or Kansas? And then he played at Memphis. And he did nicely in college. But is there such a thing as a late bloomer? Maybe. Here's the problem with Naquan Tomlin. It's just like the preseason in football. How do you judge what you have in a player when the people he's up against are either going at 1/2 speed or are a bunch of people who won't make NFL rosters or NBA rosters? You know, he's living in the land of the Lilliputians right now, and he's dominating. And which is more than I can say for Jaylon Tyson. Jaylon Tyson is not dominating the summer league, because if you look at what he's done through the whole league, he's shooting below 40% against a bunch of scrubs. So he's not doing anything great. But Naquan Tomlin looks like a giant amongst men. He's running to the open ball. He's got a high motor. And the question is, when he hits the floor with the real thoroughbreds, what's he going to look like? But at this point in time, Naquan Tomlin is a guy for me coming out of this summer league with me wanting to see more. Because I already know what I got in Jaylon Tyson. I already know that. And some people want to lick his ball sack. I'm not one of them. All right. He is what he is. And he works hard. But watching him handle the ball in the summer league, he's getting pickpocketed by guys who've never even played in the NBA before, who are begging for a chance to play in the NBA. He's getting flat out pickpocketed. And I don't understand what these fanboys are watching, because he's a lousy ball handler. And they're giving him minutes in summer league to try to boost his confidence and say, well, we want to see him more with the ball in his hands. No, you don't. Because every time he gets pickpocketed, it's automatic to the other end of the court. It's just a breakaway layup. And this is scrubs who are doing this to him. So the only one of interest to me is Tomlin. And the reason that I'm interested in Tomlin is because we're going to have a choice to make as far as what we do with Evan Mobley. We keep hearing about Mobley's going to become this and Mobley's got to become that, but you've got to give him the keys to the car. At some point, you can't have Darius Garland chucking up balls from way back when and dribble from Donovan Mitchell and hogging the ball. When you've got a guy who, if you're telling the truth to the public, you believe that Mobley is going to be one of the top 5 players of the league, and you keep saying this, and he's evolving. and he's getting better. Well, then you better figure out a way to use him, because right now, and I've seen video of him, they're trying to improve his handle. And it's like, something? The guy dribbles so high that, he dribbles over CPJ's head. The ball so high in the dribble. He's not a ball handler. So is he going to become an extremely active 5 who can pull you behind the arc, or can go low, or can have mid-range? Or are you going to keep him as a 4? You have to make a decision. Right now, there's no decision because Jarrett Allen is the 5 and he can't play any other position. But if you're sick and tired of Jarrett Allen and his give up attitude every 5 games, he decides to lose some energy level and loses focus, then you better have a 4 in tow, like now. If you have any plans of making Evan Mobley a 5, you better have a 4. And what you have in Naquan Tomlin is a poor man's Siakam, Pascal Siakam. Now, that doesn't mean he's Pascal Siakam. He's a poor man.
He was.
Yeah, but that is the type of player we're looking at. A guy who can shoot from behind the arc, a guy who gets to a good straight line to the ball to get some rebounds, a guy who can shoot a fadeaway, a guy who can get down low and do a little damage down low. That's the kind of player he is, and we're weak at that position. We are constantly playing people like Jaylon Tyson and Max Strus and and Sam Merrill, people who are too small, and Isaac Okoro in the past, guys who are too small to be on the floor. And I like the idea of a 6'9" guy who can shoot from distance and can help out some on the boards, and kind of be, what I would call him, going back in the Cavaliers catalog. If you remember Roy Hinson, the guy who played for Rutgers, you'd know what I'm talking about. He isn't a 5. He's not big and broad-chested, but he develops a mid-range shot, and he had some range, and he had some hops. I want Naquan Tomlin to have a chance, an opportunity, just so we can see what he would look like against real NBA players, because we have a hole there. So, and again, they're trying to make him another KD. That's not who Evan Mobley is, obviously. Evan Mobley's a great defensive player who is gaining confidence with his offensive game. But what he needs to do is, there's a word that's eluding me, but trim down. You're not looking to expand all out to here so that Evan Mobley is dribbling between his legs, he's dribbling in the front court, and then he's dribbling in the back court. He's got to have spots on the floor that he becomes deadly, and that means a couple of things. One, the head and shoulder fake to get into the paint, the ability to shoot a hook shot or a short jumper once he's faked people off the ground, his ability to jump quickly twice in succession, that's already there. He can sky and get up, but he has to have a repertoire. And it's not a big repertoire, it's a narrow one. But he becomes unstoppable. You look at the best NBA players, and they are able to back down their men. And you look at a guy like the guy from the Celtics. I try not to think of him, who just snapped his Achilles. Tatum. I mean, the guy separates on every shot he shoots.
Yeah, he very rarely gets blocked.
And the thing is he can do it from the baseline, he can do it from out front, he can do it from the wings, and he will always get that shot off. And I always compare it to the skill set that Paul Pierce had, not his personality, mind you, but his skill was that it was, I'll tell you, it was like Dirk Nowitzki. What were you going to do with a 7-foot guy who could back you down and separate like that and nail the shot such a high percentage of the time? That's what, what I think is that's what they need to be looking at him as, is a Dirk Nowitzki if he's going to play at a 4 position. And that means he's just got to have a very narrow repertoire, but of unstoppable shit. And if he gets double teamed, we know that Evan Mobley is willing and can pass the basketball. So there's that. And let's see what else is being said here. Larry Nance Sr. would have been a good example of a guy who played with energy and had that mid-range game. But now it's different because you got to have the extended 3-point range too, because that's just an important part of the game. So, my estimation is they can lick the nutsack of Jaylon Tyson all they want, but it really is a waste of my time looking at him. He's not gonna be a guy that is a difference maker. If you want a difference maker, you need a 4 that will allow you maybe to trade your 5 so that Mobley could move over. These are decisions above my pay grade. But there's always that. Are you yawning, Tony?
Sorry, I was. Yes.
Hey, it's fucking late here. I'm awake.
God damn.
He had a hard day, Tony. So, give him a break.
So, and I'm not going to talk about anything more because we're out of time regarding the Guardians, but I'm saving that for Friday so we can talk more.
Well, quick comment. Finally, how Jose Ramirez is the AL Player of the Week, and they finally start having a winning streak. That tells you everything you need to know, I think.
No, what tells me everything I need to know about the Guardians is why everybody was so pleased with Manzardo's defense at first, and what a surprise it was, and how once Stephen Vogt started turning him into a platoon player, his defense went down the shitter and his hitting went down the shitter. And there is something I wanted to say because I will forget to say this. I'm going to see if I can pull up stats because I don't. I'm looking at Kyle Manzardo specifically as far as his stats this season. All right, and he's had 267 at bats. He's hit 11 doubles. He's hit 15 home runs with 37 runs batted in. He's only hitting a 217. All right.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to compare that, and I know I'm going to commit heresy here.
You're allowed to,
Yeah.
You're not going to get
nobody watches. Nobody watches, so it doesn't make any damn bit of difference anyway. There's just a site that I like, Baseball Reference, because I can always see exactly what I want very quickly. And you look at this year, Jose Ramirez has 391 plate appearances, and he has 17 versus the 11 doubles that Manzardo has. And he has 18 home runs and 50 runs batted in instead of 15 and 37. Why in the fuck is Kyle Manzardo, who's a young player, not getting a chance to play every fucking day? Yeah, what is the problem? So that Carlos Santana at 40 years of age can play first base? What in the world? What, we can't put him in against lefties, right? Stephen Vogt needs a brain transplant, except he wouldn't have to give up one to get one, because he doesn't have anything in there.
Yeah, it's a vacuum.
It is. he's just stuck in what he's doing. He's Eric Wedging. I don't know if you heard this, but did you hear Matt Underwood refer to him as Eric Wedge by mistake? Honest to God, I'm not making this up.
That.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Matt Underwood has been really bad on the air. People are wondering if he has a fucking tumor or something. He's been really bad on the air. But
they were horrible.
There is the full screen view of, the look of confusion on the face of Stephen Vogt from the dugout. And he says, Eric Wedge, and he stops. And
wow.
I about shat myself. Yes. I mean, unbelievable.
I'd love to see a clip of that. I'd be like rolling on the ground.
But I mean, if the guy who's your all-star guy, who is your best player, undoubtedly, has 18 home runs and 50 runs batted in, and he has over 120 more at-bats than Kyle Manzardo, explain to me why Kyle Manzardo isn't playing.
That's just madness.
When the team has no power. And why, I mean, and again, I'm going to go one step further with this because, well, I guess
one step beyond.
Yeah, because I can. All right, we'll do this, and we'll go. This will be the last thing I do, so I'm not wasting everybody's time with this nonsense. And that's what it is nonsense. The plate appearances for Bo Naylor, 244.
Oh, my God.
9 home runs, 20 runs batted in, and he's hitting a 171. Now, explain to me why Bo Naylor is your catcher who's getting all this time on the field when he's a lousy defensive catcher. He's hitting 171. He doesn't throw runners out. He doesn't drive runners in. He's ineffective in clutch situations at the plate. And now I'm going to show you something else, which is going to be even funnier in a sad kind of way.
I'm sure I'll laugh.
Well, there'll be people listening to the archive who are going to laugh about this. All right. Here we go. Plate appearances, 102. Home runs, 2. Runs batted in, 15. All right?
Yep.
Austin Hedges hitting a 152. So there's 19 points difference between the 171 and the 152. Hedges only has 102 at bats, and he's driven in, as far as runs batted in. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. I'm sorry, he has 3 home runs and 4 runs batted in. All right.
Yeah, the 15 sounded kind of high.
Yeah,
but, it sounds like he's 15 hits.
And I'm sorry, he's hit for a 114 average.
Yeah,
so what does it matter, a 114 or a 171, if one guy can catch and the other one can't? I mean,
a run a game, I would think.
I would like to see how the pitchers would do with a smart veteran calling the game from behind the plate and making defensive plays, even though we can't hit. I would rather see that just to prove that the team is a worse team and the pitching staff is suffering because Bo Naylor is on the field doing that.
No, that's a decent point.
So, at any rate, it's 8 after 6. I got to get out of here. But, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks to Tony the Calf.
No problem.
And you yawn again in my program, and I'll laugh harder.
You know who? Very quickly, we haven't heard from Dick Goddard. How's the weather?
Have you ever taken a 3-week vacation in Hades? The gates of hell have opened in Northeast Ohio, and it was another day of 88 degrees.
Wow.
My pool today was 86 degrees.
Wow. And you didn't
without
even
a
pee in
heater. Without a heater. You
That's
know, my
great.
pool is a lot like Joey Cantillo. They both don't have heaters.
And it's bigger than Dickie V's walk-in closet.
But my ex-wife had Hooters. I'm Dick Goddard, and the weather forecast for the upcoming week: put away your winter jackets. You're going to
Hell.
die if you wear them. Yeah, it's been warm as hell. It's been warm as hell here.
Wow.
So, but that's good. I mean, I enjoy having myself going into the pool and just thrashing around and getting water exercise.
Like steamed cow, boiled
Hey,
cow.
on the bright side, it's the Sports Abyss still Friday. There's
Yeah,
literally nothing. You can watch Summer League or you can watch the WNBA. Woohoo!
Wow.
the whole WNBA thing. If I hear Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, I mean, if I have to go through the racial thing one more time in this country, I mean, I'm getting close to the point where I want to move. Honest to God, it's just like, just let them play. And the best players will emerge given time. Just make it stop. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining me today, and we'll be back again on Friday. And until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.